This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hello, welcome to another speed build with Frimlin. And as you can see, this build was actually built in San Myshuno, which of course came along with the City Living expansion pack. This was intended to be a penthouse, and actually it still is a penthouse. But basically, by the time I finished this penthouse, suddenly we had a new expansion pack, and that was Discover University. And so what I've done in this build is I've taken this penthouse and repurposed it, and what I've done basically is place it in the Foxbury Institute district of Britechester, and I've refurbished it with Discover University items. But this speed build, as you can see, is going to be right here in San Myshuno. And because I did a refurbished version for Discover University, what I decided to do was to keep the penthouse version separate, so the speed build actually ends up with two complete builds at the end, one being a luxury modern penthouse, the other being a luxury modern residential place in the Foxbury Institute district of Britechester. So they're basically the same, essentially the same, but I thought there's no use sticking this build into Britechester without using Discover University items as well. So the wallpapers on the exterior are completely different. They are black and white like this, but they're using the Foxbury Institute's special stone wallpaper that came along in the expansion pack. And a lot of the items inside I replace with items from the Discover University pack instead. So the original intention of this build was to do another large penthouse. And I say another large penthouse because I have done a couple before. I did a penthouse on this build, well actually two of them. I think they both turned into speed builds and are on my channel. I'm not sure if both of them are still there. But one of them was called Myshuno Horizons, and it's actually the third most popular build of mine on the gallery. It has around 17,000 downloads. So yeah, I thought, why not make another one? And I decided to kind of make it kind of similar as well. So it's black and white like that build, but otherwise that's pretty much the only similarity. I mean, it's also a modern build. But yeah, that's pretty much the only similarity. It's on the same lot, it's black and white, it's modern, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So, like normal with my builds, I have made this a restricted pack build. In this case, for the Penthouse San Myshuno version, we have the base game, of course. We have City Living expansion, because you can't build a penthouse in City Living without actually using City Living as a pack requirement. And also I've used the Moschino stuff pack, which is something I haven't done any builds for. So this was actually something I talked about doing, and then one of the regular viewers on my channel, Jude Sims, said, "Hey, I'd really like that," or something like that. Sorry, Jude, if I haven't got exactly the wording you used, but she seemed interested in an idea like that. So basically, yeah, like I said, City Living, base game, Moschino stuff pack, and also because I just had to have it, I've used the Perfect Patio stuff pack as well, because I just had to have hot tubs. And I thought, if I'm going to have hot tubs, I've got to have a lot. So there are actually not one, not two, not even three. No, there are 5 hot tubs in this build. And there's plenty of balconies, as you can see, to place them. So there's like a private hot tub for the master bedroom. There's like even one of the double bedrooms. Actually, both of the 2 extra double bedrooms, they have their own little small hot tub as well. There's a couple of kind of public or whole household hot tubs. They're much bigger ones. There's one on the very roof, and then there's one, I think, halfway down as well. So yeah, as you can see with this build, what I did is made a whole lot of boxes because I wanted to see what it would be like. So yeah, I did some black boxes and some white boxes, and I kind of stacked them just like a toddler in The Sims. And so I've got this whole black and white box thing going on, and what I was just doing then was going through and removing all the interior walls. And the cool thing about using these little boxes, which I copy and pasted around, was that I put wallpaper in them. I put wallpaper on the outside and the inside, and I put lighting in them. I put flooring in them already, and all I had to do was remove the internal walls, and it's basically all ready to go. So it made building a shell a lot easier. But if you come to my channel often, you'll know that I don't do very many modern builds. I do like doing modern builds, but I seem to find myself in the end doing more traditional builds. But yeah, this is obviously not a traditional build. This is a modern build. And yeah, I just thought it would be fun to do this kind of blocks thing. And yeah, I found it fun. I did find it fun. It was good. So I actually might do it again because it was so fun. And I really like this effect of all these strange different sides to everything. I mean, you can't really say, it's got distinct sides because it's got so many different sides. And now here's those Myshuno stuff windows. Actually, you just saw one, but more appear later, don't worry. But yeah, I'm also going to be using some of these glass roofs. I haven't done many builds with glass roofs, maybe about 3 or 4. I like them, don't get me wrong, I like them, but I just haven't built with them much. Because I guess they don't really match the traditional builds I usually do. But I thought I'm going to stick them in here because that's something that my first luxury penthouse didn't have. It didn't have any glass roofs because there just wasn't glass roofs back then. So yeah, I'm making lots of glass roofs here. I've got one over the front porch at the front there. I've got one over the first floor, just off the hallway there. You'll see it later on as well. And then there's one to the right side there, which was above what will become the gym. You'll see that in the furnishing section. And then the big one at the top is for what will become a painting studio. Now, I debated for a long time over what I would put in that room, and in the end it became a painting studio, whatever you want to call it. But I was thinking about making that a photo studio because this is supposed to be a Myshuno stuff pack build, and I think I'm using all the Myshuno stuff items. And there is a photo studio in there, but it is not that room on the top. I also thought about making the top room into some kind of indoor, like glass house, greenhouse kind of thing, with lots of plants in it, because plants, thanks to the plant update a while ago, plants do better if they're inside now, if they're sheltered. And I am someone who likes, I play Sims a lot, I don't just build. A lot of people think that I just build, but I actually play more than I build. I mentioned that in a recent video, but when I'm playing, I do lots of gardening. I also do lots of cooking with my Sims as well. I'm very domestic in my kind of play time, but yeah, I do gardening. And one thing I do is I have a mod which requires ingredients when you're cooking, so I have to grow all the stuff to be able to make the food I want. I just like that. I mean, I know it's restrictive, but hey, obviously I like a bit of restriction in my gaming because, I like building with restrictions. I like playing with restrictions too, It's, the game is pretty simple without that kind of restriction, so I just thought, why not? and it gives kind of a purpose to having a garden. I mean, obviously if you don't like gardens, you don't have to have them. I like them, so I have them. But yeah, I was pretty sure that the top room would become a sheltered glass house type thing, but in the end, nope, it's a painting studio, and you'll see that coming up soon in the furnishing. But yeah, while I've been chatting away, all these Moschino stuff pack windows have appeared everywhere. There's a few doors as well, you can see. What you might notice is that we're missing the half circular windows that come along in that pack too, but don't worry, I add them in a few strategic places. But yeah, at the moment it looks very industrial, and I think that does disappear over time. I didn't really want it to be industrial. It has got a kind of an element of industrial to it, but I don't think that's the main focus. I think once you see it finished, it's basically modern, kind of artistic inside. So yeah, this is a big build, and it took me a long time because, as you know, because I mentioned it so many times recently, because I'm working full time, I often don't feel like I have much energy left over in the weekend to do builds. So I did a little bit every weekend for about 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, it took me a long time to get this ready, and then suddenly Discover University came along, although that was predictable, but I thought I'd get it finished before then. So yeah, it took a while to get this build ready, and I was so close to just leaving it and waiting for Discover University hype to kind of calm down. But then I thought, with this whole Foxbury Institute part of Britechester, which is so modern, this actually fits in with that. So I thought, I won't abandon it, I won't leave it till after Discover University has kind of calmed down. I will embrace it and bring it into Britechester and make it kind of refurbished, like I said earlier, with Discover University items. Look at all the difficulty I'm having with these stairs. Now, I love these new stairs, by the way. I've got to say, I love these new stairs, but there's still issues with stairs that I wish would have been fixed up. Like, under the start of the stairs, as you just come off the ground, it requires there to be 1 square of floor underneath it, and yet it doesn't actually need that for support. So you have these beautiful stairs, but they have a little bit of wood under each flight, which is really annoying. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish that Maxis would get rid of that. But yeah, I had a lot of difficulty setting up these stairs, but in the end they look good, so don't worry, all the pain is worth it. Yeah, so I didn't keep this as a penthouse completely. Like I said, there is a penthouse version still, but I furnish it in Britechester, and I'm using the modern items that came along in Discover University for that, because that was obviously the best fit for this modern exterior. So the finishing is coming up really soon, so look forward to that. It's basically the same as I've done with previous builds. I'm not going to show the full kind of speed build style finishing. Instead, all the furniture will just appear in place with a click of the mouse. It'll be magic. And yeah, the reason I do that is because it's a lot faster for me to do that and then not have to edit as much video afterwards. And yeah, you might not get the same insight into the decision making I was going through when I was decorating each room, but you still see the end result at the very least. And you don't see it all in one go. I mean, I'm still having some kind of furnishing reveal going on with this furnishing that I do now. I don't just skip forward to the showcase at the end, just show screenshots. No, I reveal the furnishing slowly to you. So yeah, that's coming out really soon now. But I'm just putting in some internal walls, as you can see. And here on the first floor we've got a number of different rooms. These are mostly bedrooms. This bit I'm putting in now is for a long bathroom. I like segmented bathrooms with separate toilets and walls put up strategically to stop privacy issues. I don't think I show any screenshots of the bathrooms at the end. I think you might just see the ensuite and that's about it. But you'll see the bathrooms as I do the furnishing. So yeah, don't worry about that. You still get some bathroom inside if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, I don't think screenshots in tight spaces like bathrooms is very interesting, personally. So yeah, here I am furnishing the downstairs bathroom. And there's those internal walls that I'm mentioning. So we've got 2 separate toilets, 2 showers that can't be seen into when you walk in the door and walk out again. And here's another bathroom. This one is on the 2nd floor. It's a small ensuite for one of the double bedrooms. This is the main bathroom on the 1st floor. There's 2 toilets down there to the left. There's a bathroom in the top right there. There's 2 little alcoves with showers in them. So you've got two showers, 2 toilets, 1 bath, 2 sinks, I think. There's a doorway there out onto the balcony, and out on that balcony is going to be a hot tub, as you'll see later. This is the ensuite for the master bedroom. And you can see lots of city living items going in there, but I'm also sticking in Discovery University items as I can. I don't think there's anything in this bathroom though, but you'll see them a bit more later on. So this is the painting studio that I mentioned earlier. This is on the very top floor, the 3rd floor. And so yeah, lots of city living stuff, items in there. City living stuff? I mean, city living expansion pack items. Kind of having a double take here. Oh yes, this is the first double bedroom. And it matches that little ensuite I mentioned earlier. We've got a bed and a rug and a few other items from Discovery University there. This is the hallway for the 3rd floor. There are Discovery University doors, wallpapers, curtains, chairs, sofas, lots of Discovery University items going in there. And here is the gym. I actually take out these lights later on. These lights actually come from Discovery University, as does that rug and those curtains. But I take out the lights later on because I realised they're not being supported by anything. There's a glass roof directly above them. So yeah, I replaced them with some wall lights, which makes more sense. This is the master bedroom. The master bedroom is also segmented. There's like an entranceway, which is what I'm working on right now. There is actually what I'm going to call a breakfast bar area. You can't cook in the master bedroom, but there's a little fridge that came along with Discovery University. You can grab food from there, like breakfast basically, and eat it at the little bar I've got. So we've got a Discovery University rug, bedside tables, bed, lights, chairs in the middle there, and fridge just appeared there. That's from Discovery University also, and so are those bar stools. And this floor is also from that expansion pack. This is for the nursery on the 1st floor. So the nursery, I'm broadly including toddler room and nursery into one here by calling it the nursery. I've just found that a lot easier rather than the toddler room or the toddler bedroom. But yeah, there's a cot and a toddler beds in there. This is, as you can see, very Discovery University-esque at the moment. This child's bedroom. There is lights on the walls, the ceilings, the beds, the bedside tables. They're all Discovery University. And I've got all the kind of activity items you need to get through child achievements. So this is the photography studio that I mentioned earlier, and this was kind of supposed to be the star of the show before Discovery University came along and usurped it. So this is pretty much all Moschino stuff, items. In fact, I think it's all Moschino stuff. Now this is another double bedroom. I was thinking of this as being more suitable for a teen. The other double bedroom earlier is probably good for in-laws or something like that. That second double bedroom also has a hot tub out on a balcony, which which is nice. Actually, both the double bedrooms do. This is the hallway on the first floor. Very black and white thing going on here. Some places to sit and read and talk or whatever. On the ground floor, this is the kitchen. And the kitchen is also very black and white. And lots of perfect patio items in there since I'm using that pack. When I use a pack in my restricted builds, I like to use as much of it as possible. I don't usually like using 1 or 2 items from a pack. So yeah, I went all out there. I tried to use the Discover University table in this dining room, but unfortunately it wouldn't allow me to put any chairs around it. I think it's a bug. So it's a city living table. This is the lounge, and we've got a Discover University rug, coffee table, 2 sofas from that pack too, and a few other items from city living like the karaoke machine. Now this is basically the entrance area, so that's the front porch down the bottom there. The entrance area is black, white and red, and the entrance area is actually kind of joined on to the study. So when you see the screenshots later on, I will describe the study, which is to the right there, but that's actually basically the same room because those little kind of columns that I've got there, they don't actually stop it being the same room technically. But that room I'm calling the entrance area later on in the screenshots, but it's basically like an entertainment room. So yeah, now we're seeing the furnishing on the exterior, all those hot tubs dropping into place. We've also got a bunch of decoration from City Living and Discover University, those little flower pots next to the painting studio are from Discover University. You can see at least 4 of the hot tubs here. There's another one on the back. I don't think you'll see that appear. And now I'm sticking in the fences. And unfortunately, when I'm doing that, you can see the eventual outline of the entire fence. It's just the way it seems to work when you're doing like this kind of stop motion undo stuff. But yeah, there's garden going out there on the patio. And there's a pool. And there's this kind of tropical look with a couple of coconut trees. And yeah, we've got what will be the base for the bike shed, because Discover University brings along bicycles, and so that is a bike shed, and basically it was built originally as an elevator shed so that when it's a penthouse, people will arrive at the elevator and then they can walk along this kind of front path to the front door. But in this version, in the residential version in Britechester or wherever you want to place it in the world, that will be a bike shed. So yeah, you'll see that popping up in the screenshots, and I'll probably also point it out when we get to it as well. So we have some borders popping up and very tidy, open, spacious garden, not really kind of the unruly, messy, very detailed garden they usually do. Anyway, we have screenshots coming up, so enjoy those. 3rd floor. Painting studio. Exterior. Second floor. Second floor hall. Gym. Double bedroom. Master bedroom. Ensuite. First floor. First floor hall. Exterior. Nursery. Child bedroom. Photo studio. Second double bedroom. Ground floor. Kitchen. Dining room. Lounge. Front porch. Entrance area. Study. Exterior. Bike shed or elevator. So, here it is in the Foxbury Institute district of Britechester. And this is the middle of the day. It's around, I think, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. In summer, with clear skies. So yeah, it should be a good place to hang out outside during summer. And I've got to say, I just love this modern part of Britechester. I love both parts, or all three parts, to be more accurate, for Britechester. And I love this Discover University stone wallpaper that we have here. I hope to use it more often. And it's funny, when I was building this, using so many packs this time rather than just one pack plus the base game, I started to think maybe I should start relaxing how restrictive I am with the items I use and the packs I use, because it's quite fun just using whatever you want, when you want to build. I still like the restriction stuff, but this version with Discover University has base game plus I think 4 packs, which is quite a lot for me. But when I'm playing, for example, I always have a laundry, so I'd really like to include laundry stuff in every build, because all the builds I make for the gallery are also ones that I have for myself in game. And actually, a lot of the reasons why I build them is because I have a particular reason for it in game. That's why I've said before, a lot of my builds are gameplay focused, because they have a very specific kind of gameplay role in mind. But in saying that, the only reason I really made this build originally as a penthouse was because, this is one of my top, penthouses. My luxury penthouse, Myshuno Horizons, is one of my top downloads on the gallery. So I thought, if I make another one kind of the same, then maybe it will also be popular. Oh, and another thing is that I get people coming to visit my channel just to see my penthouse speed build. So I thought, why not build another speed build, for a penthouse? And so yeah, this is it. And it just happened to be a good candidate to be remade into a new luxury residential place for the Foxbury Institute and Discover University. So this penthouse version is Moschino Heights. You can download it in the gallery. The other version is basically the Chancellery for Foxbury. You can also download that at the gallery. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.